What's up, guys? I'm C Love, and this is the wife of a monarch butterfly. I'm going to start off with a few clips of the very random flight pattern of the monarch while I show you some timestamps at the bottom here. That way you can buzz around instead of watching the whole thing if you want to. I know this isn't the type or length of content I usually share, but I worked on video capture and edit for about 6 months on this video, and I'm focusing on the educational aspect of my channel. With that, I intend to tell you at least 2 things that you were today years old before you found out. The first thing is not right now. I'll get to that here in just a little bit. I'm going to try to narrate less instead of more and focus on the important and interesting things. A lot of this video will be just watching to see how nature works. This one right here couldn't seem to make up its mind, so I used the opportunity to zoom in extremely close so you can really appreciate the color scheme and texture of the wings. As you can imagine, when they are born, they are hard to see tiny, but they live and eat on only milkweed on their way to getting bigger. If you see your caterpillars crawling around on other plants, there's something wrong, potentially aphids. You're going to have to handle this or your caterpillars won't survive. This is the indoor segment because winter of 2019 I was surprised and had a batch show up when it was still pretty cold outside, too cold for them to survive. So I brought them in and captured as much of this good stuff as I could. Let's take a look. I don't know what these little critters are, but they are not aphids and apparently don't bother the caterpillars. At this point, if I remember correctly, they're about 6 or 7 days old and about 1 inch in length. Moving outside, I'm going to go ahead and quickly get the next generation of milkweed plants started with seeds from my existing plants. But I'm not ready for the caterpillars to get on here just yet. Most of the next few minutes will be close-up time lapse of the outdoor feeding. As you can see, there are quite a lot of them on there, and there's quite a bit of activity. There's lots of real estate right now, but they will consume all of this in just a few short days. If you notice right here, you'll see the one caterpillar has black lines that are much more prominent than the other caterpillars. Through my observations, I believe this means this one is stressed because of a number of things, including limited food supply at this point, causing more physical interaction with other caterpillars in search of food. I'm not totally sure of the impact this has on their growth and development, and it definitely wasn't done intentionally. I'm about to show you something interesting, but you will see that I refilled this food supply shortly. Here's something really interesting and a shaky video at the start to boot. I was so surprised by this happening and being able to capture it that I absolutely had to include it in my video. I'll set up the tripod here in a moment so it's easier to see what's going on. I didn't know this, but I suppose it makes sense that they shed their skin at least one point in their lives before making the chrysalis. We'll take a look at this for a minute here before I tell you what I hope will make you smash the like button for me. After they get done shedding their outer layer skin covering mechanism, instead of just dropping it and moving on, they turn around and they eat it. This is one thing you probably did not know. After I tell you 2 or 3 more things, hopefully I can get a share from you too. I really want people to learn from this video. After they've had enough to eat, they're going to take a walk, sometimes pretty far, to find a place to make their chrysalis. This is a real-time shot of their walk, and next will be a pretty long shot of their walk in slow motion so you can check out their feet, and I can show and tell you something else that you may not have known. They've got a pretty strong grip with all those feet, and if you notice, they seem to be looking or feeling around with their antennae. This is because they are completely blind. Their antennae are what they use to navigate around, and I imagine they are incredibly sensitive. This seems to be why the aphids bother them, and they will not consume a milkweed leaf that has aphids on it. They can tell when other critters on there. Once they find their spot, they're going to hang up in the shape of a J from their backside. I'll include more pictures of the chrysalis shortly. This is the time lapse of the chrysalis being formed. This is about a 30-minute continuous shot. For perspective, it takes about 6 or 7 minutes for the skin piece to fall off once it is split open from the bottom. After that, if you watch closely, you can see the wings are expanding over the outside there. Now to the real-time shot. I don't know who's skipping around in the video, so I do want to mention again that this is about a 6 or 7 minute process for the skin to fall off once it is split from the bottom. Both of these are continuous shots and are slightly shaky because I was holding the camera by hand every time. Next will be 2 more side-by-side real-time shots so you can see different angles of this part of the process. If you're curious about this, it is very interesting, so I made sure to capture it as thoroughly as I could. There isn't a whole lot more to say right now. This is one of the parts you just sit and watch. This is what the skin that falls off looks like, and a couple more pictures of the chrysalis that is formed. Then I'm going to get to the part that I was very proud to be able to capture and share with you. Good Friday 2020, I had someone special to me here to share the moment of, count them, 12 butterflies hatching in the same day. We were both able to capture this same butterfly hatching at the same time from different angles, and after I synced the video clips as best I could, I think I considered this part to be mega neato. You can see right now the wings are still very tiny and the body is still quite large. Pay attention and you can see the butterfly seems to be pumping its body. It's full of fluid right now, and here's something else you may not know. All the black lines on the wings are vessels, if you will. That's what the butterfly blood flows through to make the wings expand. You'll see here shortly there are 4 butterflies in various stages of development at the same time in the same unedited shot. I'm getting close to the end here, so I'll go ahead and let you know that all the pictures of butterflies that you are about to see are different. No single butterfly is pictured twice, believe it or not. As always, I appreciate your time. The best way you can show me your support is to like, share, and comment on this video. Let me know what I should name the lizard, and stay tuned. I've got some more really great stuff on the way.